and gentlemen, boys and girls, I wanted to grant everyone here today your poetic license. Hi, boys and girls. It's great to see everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I thought I would start by reading a relatively new poem that I wrote last week, and I don't even have a printout of it, but I thought it was relevant to today's news.
What news?
You'll find out. You will find out. This is a poem called Vaccinated from What Happens in Wuhan. Oh, now you're getting an idea. How do you think lethal infectious diseases are spread anyway? Seminal fluids, blood transfusions, or not washing your hands? Did you think that you were safe vacationing on a cruise ship? Silly you. For you forgot that we're now in that global economy, and what happens in Wuhan doesn't necessarily stay in Wuhan. After thousands recently died from a recently discovered virus, it's discovered this virus escaped from a bio-research lab in China. Not Russia, not the Middle East, but a place where they now say that the Great Wall is only for show. But is it really? For the only known biolab in China, in Wuhan, recently reissued a statement on cleanliness for the country to avoid disease, released just after this most recent mass epidemic was fully discovered. And you'd think a lab would know how to be clean. But that doesn't mean that their well-paid researchers wouldn't illegally make an extra buck, or would that be making many, many extra yuan? That doesn't mean that these researchers wouldn't sell these laboratory animals still alive for extra cash. Because one Beijing researcher said that they once sold live monkeys and rats for the equivalent of over $1 million US. Whoa. And yes, these precious disease-ridden animals made their way into people's stomachs, and maybe eventually to people working on your cruise ships. And you thought that you were safe. Silly you. You should know better. You thought that if you didn't swallow 3 gallons of someone's saliva, you'd remain safe from contamination, from contracting these infectious diseases. You've been vaccinated. You even go so far as to wash your hands. How noble of you. And you thought that that was enough. But as I said, this global economy means it's almost like we're all sharing one giant bed together. We just didn't realize how messy that bed could really be. How messy indeed. Oh, he's looking for his pages. Are you ready?
Is it 3 poems a time?
Yes, well, I'm just doing my intro one kind of thing. Just one thing to start things off.
Sure.
I don't think John is up for reading, are you, darling?
I can give it a shot. I might just start hacking their brains.
You might start. I'm going to ask John to come up with one round to read a poem from. Today, Scars Publications released 2 issues. One was CC&D and one is Down in the Dirt. Tom got notice that one of his poems was in CC&D magazine, but the Down in the Dirt one is called Going Off Grid, which I got a compliment from somebody about the cover already. I said, this seems about as off-grid as it gets. That's about as off-grid as it gets. And this house is all hollowed out. And when you look at it, you can see all the snow inside, the old destroyed home and everything. Anyway, but if John is up for it, we'll try to read a March-themed poem from this, because I want to have John reading something instead of me all the time. So please, thank you. Thank you, but up for John. I hope you feel okay. You okay, John?
I am wonderful.
Oh.
What's it like?
He hasn't been feeling, he's been sick and
I've been sick most of this year.
That's not good. Still soldier on really well. Yeah.
I don't soldier on, I'm a Marine.
Oh, semper fly.
This is a Janet Kuypers poem called Each Trigger Pull.
Yeah.
Once I got to the gun range today, I saw that the rifle range was closed, then learned that a real estate company is considering buying the land just past the range, so they got an injunction, a court order, to stop the gun range firing guns toward the extended land. I'm not sure if they actually found any expended bullets out there, and as far as I know, no one has bought that land yet, so now they just sit and wait. The way the Republic of Texas 9 years ago waited to be a part of the United States after claiming their independence on March 2nd, which happens to also be the birthday of Sam Houston, who led Texans to victory over Mexico in the Battle of San Jacinto, which may be the reason these Texans here have to have a stronger attachment to their guns than a lot of other states. But they know too well from their own history how vital it was to embrace these firearms to preserve their lives. This may be something other states in this union have forgotten. We can turn a blind eye to the violence and think it will never touch us, when it probably is lurking just around the corner, and no one knows it. As I sit here in one of the bays at this range now, I wear protective eyeglasses, earmuffs, ear gear with enough force to protect my ears and enough pressure to crush my skull. Watching the smoke from every shot rise from the gun in front of me, I can still hear the 9mm pistol and rifle shots fired in our bay and the AR-15 shots fired in the bay next door. Each trigger pull releases a thunderous boom, and it almost reminds me of fireworks here on Texas Independence Day.
Sure.
The noise is something that seems so strong, but really, like fireworks, it's only something that reminds me of celebration and celebrating.
Thank you, John. Thank you for holding up for the reading. And now, because I'm going to grant him a hat, because it might have been his once, is it glowing? No, I'm making it glow for you. I will make it glow for you, my darling.
That's great.
That's why I've got it.